Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Today we're going to be talking about the newest Kylie Cosmetics blushes. I have here the Hybrid Blush by Kylie Jenner, and I got two shades, and these seem to be the popular ones, at least from her marketing. So I got Winter Kiss 2.0, which is like a cult favorite, and then I got Summer Sorbet, which is more like a warmer tone, peachier type of shade. What I really liked about these is that they are like a putty formula. They call it a hybrid formula. So they define this as a cream plus powder in one. I'm looking at their Instagram page and they say it's cream plus powder in one, silky, hairy, weightless, diffused finish and suede-like texture, sweat, humidity, and waterproof. This is interesting. I live in a very, very hot climate, non-comedogenic and talc-free, and up to 12 hours of wear. However, what I didn't like about this is that they said that this is like the first ever blush in this type of formula, when we all know that it's clearly not. Okay, so just here on my desk, I already have two formulas that I think will be the same. The first one is the Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy Blush, which came before the Kylie one. This is in the shade Happy. And I also have the MAC Glow Play Cushiony Blush in the shade Totally Synced. And they all have like this like putty texture. And yeah, let's unbox these. I haven't touched them. My first impression is I need stuff to open these because I just did my nails. My first impression is that these are very, very small. Just compared to the Rare Beauty, they are tiny blushes. So the Rare Beauty has 6.4 grams and this has 2.5. This is literally 1/3 of the product. Kylie Cosmetics is not like super expensive, but you still need to keep in mind that you get not a lot of product. So this is the shade Summer Sorbet, which is this warm peachy shade. And then Winter Kiss 2.0. I'm very curious about this because cool toned people really like this one, even though I heard that they seem to have changed the color a bit. I don't know what's up with that. So this is Winter Kiss 2.0. From the get-go, I see that this has like some discoloration, almost like the pigment wasn't mixed properly. Like you can see these dots here, these pale dots. This is the only shade that has this. The other one doesn't. That's kind of weird. Anyways, let me try and touch them because I want to see if they feel like the other ones. So I can say that the Rare Beauty had a very similar texture when I first opened it. Now you cannot see that because I've used this, but they had like this textured appearance to them as watching them. Okay. That's interesting because it's not as soft as the MAC Cosmetics. So I do this, it turns into like it seems like a powder, not a cream. But I can do this, but it doesn't leave big imprints, just tiny ones. So it's more hard pressed. This is the shade Winter Kissed, which is a nice shade. And Summer Sorbet. I thought it was gonna be super pretty for summer. Yeah, they both look cute. So, touching again the Rare Beauty one, just to have a clear comparison, this is much more putty, much puttier. Is that how you say? I think this is also more pigmented. Yeah, just look at how pigmented the Rare Beauty is. I mean, we all know and love Rare Beauty for that. So I would say they do claim this is like this hybrid innovative formula. Compared to the other two blushes I have, I'm just swatching again the MAC Glow Play. The MAC Glow Play is really low pigment, by the way. Yeah, you can see the shade is similar, but this is much less pigment. I would say that these Kylie blushes are the less putty ones. I mean, if you gave me these and told me they were like an hybrid putty formula, I would say that those are not. Like, I wouldn't believe you they seem like just normal blushes that have more of like a tiny bit of a bouncy texture, but they don't really. So they also do not feel like cream to me. They feel like a super smooth powder, but they do claim it's like cream plus powder. I don't believe that. I think these are just powder blushes, and they're just typing them up with new buzzwords. They don't have anything to do with the Rare Beauty and the MAC Cosmetics. They're just totally different. I was curious about that, but I really liked these two shades, so I gave them a go. Let's try them on my cheeks though. I'm picking up this Phytosurgeon's blush. Let's go into Winter Kiss 2.0 first. Let's see how much this picks up. It seems like it has like a good amount of product. And let's go here. Okay, so it's not a lot of pigment immediately. I think it's buildable though. Let's try another swipe in the pan. Yeah, you can definitely add more. And I would say that the formula is really blurring because, well, my foundation is really good in what it does already, so I didn't have a lot to cover, but it feels really and looks really smooth. So for this shade, I would say it's just like it's a baby pink. It's a beautiful baby pink. It's not a special baby pink. I like that it's not super pigmented, so like this looks like gives like a dolly effect. I like that. And with another brush, I will pick a more like dense brush. I just can't. I always say brush instead of blush and so forth. But this is denser, so it should pack more of a punch. And this is Summer Sorbet. Yeah, definitely more pigmented. Why is my mascara flaking? Don't do that. Okay, the shade is pretty. I can see why they promoted it as like the perfect blush for summer. It's a warm peachy pink, and I like how soft that is. Let me know which side you prefer. I think I prefer the warm side with this look. Yeah, I feel like Winter Kiss 2.0 is washing me out a bit with this particular makeup, but I like the blush. I don't think it's as innovative? How do you pronounce that? As they said, as they promoted it to be. I feel like the Rare Beauty and the MAC are more like interesting formula-wise. These are just powder blushes. So do I recommend them? Yeah, I think they are really good blushes. But if you don't have these shades, if these shades appeal to you, go for it. I really like Summer Sorbet. Weirdly enough, yeah, I really like it. Actually, I was thinking that I like the shade on other people. I was kind of unsure if it would look good on me, but it's pretty. I like it. They're also tiny, so I don't feel bad about putting them in my travel makeup bag. But yeah, it's just a blush. It's just a blush. I was hoping to have a bit more fun with the formula since they have gone on and on about the formula in their marketing, but it's nothing to like, you don't have to run to get these, but they're nice. Like, would I get another shade? Yes, if I'm like at the airport and there's a Kylie Cosmetics gondola and it has these blushes and I see another one that I like, I wouldn't mind getting one of those. I also think that this shade Summer Sorbet is prettier than the Rare Beauty one, the Happy one. I feel like that's too coral on me, and this is like the right amount of peachy. So this was the video, just a quick one to check out a new product. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, if you grabbed any of those. And I'm also curious to know if you have any particular opinion specifically on Kylie Cosmetics, because I did grab a few things over time, but they haven't really been my favorites. Like, there's nothing that jumps out at me and I would say this is the best product. They're just good quality, but for the price, I think it's justified. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps a lot. And yeah, have a nice one. Bye!